Hello friends, welcome you all in T3P. Today on day 25, we are going to talk about security in the cloud. So as you know, right now, every organization are moving to the cloud. So cloud security is essential for protecting your business data or your application. So whatever you are running in the cloud, you need to make sure it's protected and secured from the attackers. So the thing is, what the problem here is there are many different services available, and it's really tough to understand which service we need to choose and from where we need to start. So in this video, I am going to simplify everything. We are going to talk about every vertical related to the security which is available in the cloud. So in this video, we are going to cover these all seven vertical. Either it is identity access management, this is related to the end user. Then we will talk about the network security related. Then we will talk about data encryption. Then we will talk about threat detection and monitoring. Then we will go through the DDoS protection, what exactly it is, and then we will move to compliance management, and we will wind up this session with the incident response services. So what we are going to cover in this video, let me tell you. First, we will understand what exactly these verticals are. Then we will understand where we can use or where we need to use this particular service. Okay, either it is this one or this one, whatever, we will go through one by one, and in the end we will go through how to use these services. And then the important part, after completion of understanding what exactly it is, when we need to use it, where to use it, how to use it, we need to understand what are the cloud services available respective to each vertical. So in this video, I am going to share the services name that can help you for that particular vertical. Either it is IAM, network security, data encryption, or incident response. So we will talk about services which is available in AWS cloud, GCP cloud, Azure cloud, and Oracle Cloud. So we are going to cover all the services related to these verticals from different cloud providers. In the end, I am going to share cheat sheet with you that you can use it for your easy reference whenever you need it. So this video gonna be very helpful. I know that anyhow you are going to use cloud, and you need to understand where which service can be used for which security scenarios. So without wasting time, let's get started. So the first, let's talk about identity and access management. So what exactly it is, just to understand quickly, it manages user identity and their access permissions to the cloud resources. So what it do, for example, user accounts we are having, and it manages user accounts in terms of IAM, identity and access management. These user accounts are known as identities, and their permissions, what permissions these users are having on the cloud service resources. These resources are your virtual machines, network, or databases, storage, whatever resources you are using, which user have what permission, it manages through the IAM management. So it's a centralized control over who can access what, how they can access it, and what they can do. Now the thing is where to use this particular service. So we can use this service to control access to all cloud resources, which includes compute, storage, network, and applications. So we can also use role-based access control for granular granular permissions. That means we can give permission whatever access is required to the end user. That also we can enforce multi-factor authentication. So that will be additional layer of security. So by using this, you can enhance your security for your cloud services or the application you are using. So how we can use it? We can create and manage user accounts. We can create groups. We can create roles in this case. So to use it, We can create user accounts. We can also create groups. So we can directly give permission to this group, or we can create roles as well. So that will help you for which role, which resources need to be given access. So this is how we can use it. Also, we can integrate with existing identity providers like Active Directory for single sign-on. So it's this service in the cloud very much helpful, and it's one of core services from all cloud providers. Now the time we need to understand what are the services available for different cloud provider. If we talk about Azure, we are having Azure AD. Why I am giving this information? Because it's helpful whenever you will come across that cloud provider. If we are talking about AWS, we are having with the name AWS IAM service. If we talk about GCP, then we are having Google Cloud IAM, and for OCI, we are having Oracle Cloud IAM. So these are the services from different cloud provider for identity and access management. Now we will talk about network security. So what exactly this service is? It controls and filters traffic flow within and between virtual networks. So what it do? What controls and filters traffic between VPNs, or we can say virtual network. So if we talk about in terms of AWS, these virtual network are VPC. In Azure, it's a VNet. So there are different name for virtual network. You just need to understand though. So it protect resources from unauthorized access and malware. So where we can use this service, we can define security parameters around cloud resources. So we can isolate sensitive application and workflow separately based on network. Okay. So if you are having two different network, you can use one for sensitive, one for common. So this is how we can apply network security. We can also block unwanted traffic and malicious attack with the help of IP and the network subnet we are having. How to use this one? We can create security group with rules which specify which traffic need to be allowed, which traffic need to be denied. So we can configure rule based on IP address, ports, or protocol. So we can use IP, ports, or protocols. We can configure rules based on these parameters. We can also implement whitelisting and blacklisting for specific source and destination. If you are aware about, we can configure that as well. And also, we can monitor network activity and investigate if there is any suspicious traffic. Now, the time to go through the services which is available for network security. So, if we talk about Azure, we are having Azure NSG, Azure Network Security Group. For AWS, we are having AWS SG, that is AWS Security Group. In Google Cloud, we are having Google Cloud VPC Service Controls. Google Cloud VPC Service Controls. In Oracle Cloud, we are having Oracle Cloud NSG. So these are the services related to network security from different cloud providers. Now it's time to talk about third vertical, that is data encryption. So what exactly it is? It protects data at rest by encryption. It uses encryption. What exactly it is? It will convert your normal text into unreadable format. That text is also known as cipher text. Okay. So that prevents unauthorized access to sensitive information, even it is compromised. Even this text is reach to the hacker, he is not able to decrypt it until and unless that person is having required keys to decrypt this data. So where we can use it? We can use it to encrypt cloud storage volumes, databases, and application data. So where we can use it? We can use it for storage volumes. We can use it for databases. Also, we can use it for application data. So we can encrypt this data so we can feel secure and it will protect from the hackers or unauthorized person who can access this data. If even after encryption, somebody got the access to it, he will not able to read what is written there. So it will help us to comply with data privacy regulation as well as per industry standard. How to use this one? We can enable encryption for storage services and databases, and we can manage and rotate these encryption keys what we are using for encrypting this particular data time to time. So that will help us to implement secure key management practices as well. Now it's time to talk about the services which is available in different cloud provider. So if we talk about Azure, we are having Azure disk encryption. In AWS, we are having AWS KMS, Key Management Service. Similarly, for Google Cloud, we are having Google KMS. For Oracle, we are having Oracle Cloud Key Management. So these are the services from different cloud providers. Now it's time to talk about next vertical. Let's talk about threat detection and monitoring vertical. So what exactly it is? It's a continuous monitors cloud resources. If we will not continuously monitor these cloud resources, we will not able to detect the threats for any suspicious activity and security threat. So it provides real-time alerts and insights for proactive incident response. So where we can use it? We can use it for detecting unauthorized access, malware functions, malware infections, also for potential attacks. So we can use this service to detect unauthorized access, malware infections, and potential attack. We can also use it for monitoring compliance and security policies and regulation. So it can help us for investigating security incident and identifying the root causes. So this service is very much important. How we can use it? We can configure security policies and monitoring rules. We can also use it through analyzing security logs and events for if there is any anomalies is detected. So we can respond to the alerts and investigate potential threats, which help us to automate incident response procedure. So this is how we can use it, this service. And what are the services available from cloud provider point of view? We are having Azure Security Center. We are having AWS Cloud Trail. We are having Google Cloud Security Command Center. In the last for Oracle Cloud, we are having OCI logging. So these are the services which help us for threat detecting and monitoring. So we need to continuously monitor our cloud resources. We can use this service to detect unauthorized access, malware infections, or potential attack. And we how we can use it? We can use it through configuring security policies and monitoring rules. So what are the services help us for this one? We are having these services that help us to perform these all things in terms of security in the cloud resources. Now we will talk about next vertical. Now let's talk about DDoS protection. What exactly the DDoS? That is distributed denial of service. First, let's understand what attack it is. So what happens if you know any particular website, you want to hang that particular website that it will not respond. What you will do? You will send traffic from hundreds of thousands of machines to the same URL. So what will happen? That website will give response to each one, right? So what happens in this case? Unauthorized person will try to access the same website from different sources. So your server is busy to respond that particular unauthorized person. So and your actual customer is not able to access that your website. So this is what distributed denial of service is. Okay. So this service help us to protect from this DDoS attack. So we can mitigate DDoS attack that overwhelm cloud resources with traffic. So it protects your application and infrastructure from service disruption. Where we can use it, as I mentioned, we can use it to protect critical application and services from DDoS attack, and also it helps us to prevent downtime and ensure business continuity. You can understand if your server is busy, your customer is not able to access, then definitely there will be a downtime and it will not provide business continuity. So this service is very much helpful to provide business continuity. How we can use it? We just need to enable DDoS protection service, where we need to define some specific rules and threshold, and we can use it to monitor traffic patterns and identify potential DDoS attack. So it will help us to automate mitigation strategies to divert or block any attack traffic. Whenever we got to know there is a block attack to our website, we can block that one. Now let's time to talk about the services from different cloud providers. So in Azure, we are having called Azure DDoS protection with the same name. In AWS, we are having different name like AWS Shield Service. For Google Cloud, we are having Google Cloud Armor Service, ARMOR here. If we talk about Oracle Cloud, we are having OCI Web Application Firewall Service. Sorry. So these are the services from different cloud providers which provide this DDoS protection for our critical applications and services. Now let's talk about next vertical, that is compliance management. So what it is, it enforce organization security. Once we enforce organization security, that will help us to be compliant. So it enforce organization security policies and compliance standard within the cloud environment. So whatever your organization is following in terms of security, compliance, and standards, you can implement those on the cloud resources or cloud environment. It helps us to ensure that whatever resources or cloud we are using, it ensure that is compliance with industry regulation and data privacy law. So where we can use it? We can use it for automating compliance checks and assessment. We can use it for identifying and remediating compliance violation. We can also use it for maintaining an audit ready cloud environment. Now it's time to talk about how to use this service. So in this case, what we need to do? First, we need to define compliance policies and map them to the cloud resources. This is how we can use it. Then we can configure continuous monitoring and reporting that will help us to provide compliance status. That will help us to automate remediation actions for non-compliance issue. If we detect anything, then we can take action on that one to make our application or environment compliant in terms of industry standard. Now it's time to talk about the services. So in Azure, we are having service called Azure Policy. In AWS, we are having AWS Config Service. In Google Cloud, we are having Google Cloud Resource Manager Service. In OCI, we are having Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Resource Management Service. So these are the services from different cloud provider which help us to enforce organization security policy to the cloud environment. How we can use it? We can define compliance policy, map it to the cloud resources, and we can configure compliance monitoring and reporting to check compliance status. So these are the services which can help us for compliance management for our cloud environment. Now it's time to talk about incident response. So whenever we talk about incident response, it's like provide a framework for detecting, investing, and responding to the security incident. So what it do? It detect, it investigate, and it respond. This is how this incident response service works in cloud environment. It helps us to minimize damage and restore normal operations quickly. So where we can use it? We can use it to respond to security breaches, malware infections, or any data leaks we can got to know. We can also conduct incident investigation and identifying root causes. So these services can help us in that way. We can also use this service to implement recovery plan and restoring affected system. So this is how we can use this service. If we talk about services which is available in the cloud, so the thing is, first before going through the services, first let's understand how to use this service. Okay, so we can set up connectors, we can also create workbooks, and we can also automate response whenever there is any incident is there, what action need to be taken, that we can configure automatically. So now it's time to talk about the services from different cloud providers. So in Azure, we are having Azure Sentinel service. In AWS, we are having AWS Security Hub service. In Google Cloud, we are having Google Cloud Security Command Center service. That we have, this service is also known as for threat detection and monitoring service. So for both purpose, we can use this Google Cloud Security Command Center service. For Oracle, we are having OCI Security Advisor service. So these are the services which can help us to detect, investigate, and response. We can use it to set up connectors, create workbooks, and we can configure automated response. So this is how these services help us to make our cloud environment secure, and nowadays, cloud security is very much essential for all our organizations, even for you as well. So we have covered identity and access management in this video. We have covered network security, data encryption, threat detecting, and monitoring. We have also discussed about DDoS protection, what exactly it is, how we can protect it, what services we can use. We have also discussed compliance management. Now it's time to talk about cheat sheet, how we can remember these all things in a single picture. So you can see this particular page where I have defined everything in simple way. In this particular cheat sheet, you can see all the seven verticals what we discussed in this video is covered. We have also covered whatever services we needed. We have covered what exactly this particular vertical or services do, and what exactly it is, where to use this service and how to use this services. So whatever we have discussed in this video, I have defined everything in a single picture. So you can take a screenshot or you can check the description where I have mentioned the link where from where you can get this particular sheet. So I hope you find this video helpful. I have shared the link of my Twitter account and Telegram channel where I am sharing quick content every day so you can learn every day and skill yourself. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to click on like button, share with your friends, and keep learning, keep transforming, and keep signing. See you in next video.